Hello friends, so today in this video lecture I am going to start a new topic, that is characteristics of living of human organism. So in this video I am going to discuss what are the characteristics, what are the features that are present in living human organism. Living human organism, not dead human organism or any dead organism. The organisms who are living, who are alive, they have some specific characteristics which are only present in living form, not in the non-living form. So basically, I'm going to differentiate over here living and non-living organism. What are the features that living organism possess? Let's go for the first next slide. So first of all, basic life processes. So what are the basic life processes which are present in living organism and non-living organism? So you see over here, certain processes distinguishes organisms or living things from non-living things. There are certain processes, certain features which are present in living organism and not present in non-living organism. Via observing, via analyzing that feature, we can distinguish living and non-living things or living organism and non-living organism. So these are the following six most important life processes of the human body. First of all is the metabolism, responsiveness, movements, growth, reproduction, and last one is the differentiation. So these are six processes which we are going to discuss in the next slides in this video lecture. So these are the basic and distinguishing characters, features of a living organism. A living organism must have these all features, processes in their body going on. So in the next, we are going to discuss here one by one all the six processes, what are they, their example, their any other detail. So here, first one is the metabolism. Is the sum of all chemical processes that occur in the body. So chemical processes, as in our previous lectures, I have somewhere told you about the level of organization, and there I have told that there are chemical level of organization, which means body is made up of chemicals. So in metabolism, chemical processes that occur in the body are known as metabolism. Means certain chemicals are formed, certain molecules are formed, macromolecules are formed, whereas certain micromolecules are formed or micromolecules are synthesized from macromolecules. So this metabolism is further of two types. One stage of metabolism is the catabolism. You see over here, catabolism means throwing down. Catabol means throwing down. Is an condition. The breakdown of complex chemical substances into simpler components is known as catabolism. When there is a complex macromolecule which is going to be broken down into simpler form, like there are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, lipids, or you can say nucleic acid. These all are macromolecules. These are all, when they catabolize, they are broken down into simpler their form, like carbohydrates are metabolized or you can say catabolize into simpler form, that is glucose, fructose, maltose. These are simpler form as compared to uh, glycogen, starch. So starch, glycogen are the complex chemical substances, macromolecules, whereas the molecule like glucose, fructose, lactose, these are all simpler forms. So these are the examples of catabolism. Next one is the phase of metabolism is the anabolism. Anabolism means raising up, the building up of complex chemical substances from smaller, simpler components. Means whenever smaller components come together, simpler form of chemicals, like I have told you that proteins are made up of, you may know, the proteins are made up of simpler amino acids, proteins. Similarly, carbohydrates are made up of simpler monomer units, glucose, fructose, lactose. So simpler, smaller chemical substances come together and unite and to form a macromolecule, complex molecule is known as process, that is anabolism. So these two are the basic chemical processes under metabolism which are going on in our body or in any cell, any living organism. Metabolism is going on, and metabolism is further of two types, that is catabolism and anabolism. So there are always breaking down of complex macromolecule and building up of complex macromolecule. So smaller molecule we have to form complex molecule when our body is needed for that complex molecule, and complex macromolecule is catabolized into simpler form for their requirement. So body do these all both kind of activities, processes for their survival, for their need. So for example, digestive processes catabolize means splits protein in food into amino acids. So as I have told you, the proteins are the macromolecule and amino acids are the simpler molecule. So proteins catabolize, proteins are splitted up, proteins are broken down into simpler form, that is amino acids, and these amino acids are used to anabolize new proteins that make up body structures such as muscles and bones. So muscles and bones are made up of chemical level of organization you have studied in my previous lecture, this video lecture. So muscles, bones, all are made up of structural protein. These are structural chemical structure, macromolecule structure, organ structure, cells, structural cells. These cells make whole organisms, whole body. So these muscles are made up of proteins, bones are made up of certain kind of cells. So these cells are made up of proteins and lipids. So these are the uh, amino acids which anabolize, means come together, unite to build a new protein which are responsible for the formation of new structures like muscle, bones, etc. So these two are the examples of the catabolism and anabolism. Next process is the responsiveness. The responsiveness is the ability to detect and respond to changes. So this is a very important feature of living organism, that living organism responds according to their situation, according to the condition, according to the change in their environment, whether it is internal environment or external environment of the body. here. For example, an increase in the body temperature during a fever represents a change in the internal environment within, within the body, inside the body. If there is any change of temperature, and turning your head towards the sound of squeezing brakes in a response to a change in the external environment outside the body to prepare the body for a potential threat. So in both examples, like there is fever inside the body, which is going to be changed. And there is change in internal environment, body detects there are certain changes, so it changes its temperature, it raises its temperature, as well as here turning your head whenever you look in any direction. You hear a sound that seems is potentially threat, so you respond to your external environment. The body has responsiveness in internal as well as external changes. As there are any change, body respond, cell, any cell, living organism respond. The different cells in the body respond to the changes in characteristics way. Like nerve cells respond by generating electrical signal known as nerve impulse action potential. Muscle cells respond by contracting, which generate force to move body parts. So responsiveness means the ability of the body to detect and respond to a change. So any living organism will show some responsiveness. It will respond to environmental change, whether it is internal environment or external environment. It will definitely respond to it. If it is not responded to it, it may be a living organism or it is dead organism. So next year we study the movement is feature. Movement is a feature which living organism have this process movement. The movement, the motions of the whole body or individual organ, single cell, and even tiny structure inside the cell. These all are studied under movement. The movement we will study, like there is movement, for example, the coordinated action of leg muscles. There are movement in the leg muscle, coordinated movement according to the uh, signal they have got. Moves your body, whole body from one place to another when you walk or run. So whenever you walk or run, your body moves from one place to another place. Even this movement, like walking, running, moving your any body part, like the leg, neck, all these movements are carried out due to the action of muscles. Muscle get the signal from the brain as per requirement. Brain signals, it sends signals to particular organ, particular body parts to coordinate according to the internal or external response, stimulus, action, potential, requirement. So muscle contract and relax simultaneously so that body parts move from one place to another place or one in from one direction to other direction. So this is an example of movement. Another example is the as you eat a meal that contains fat, your gallbladder contracts and release bile into gastrointestinal tract to help digest them. So whenever we feed, whenever we take our diet, whenever we eat anything, in our alimentary canal, in our gastrointestinal tract, GI tract, whenever any food substance is there, we eat. So here it's discussing about the fats. The gallbladder contracts. There is a gallbladder in the body near liver. It contracts and releases bile, biliary juice, liquid form, which into the gastrointestinal tract, GI tract to help digest them. So there is a contraction. There is a movement of food. So movement of food is done by circular longitudinal muscles in the GI tract, and contraction of gallbladder is done also due to the muscle present in the gallbladder. So the movement of food, contraction of muscles, peristalsis movement is called. Movement of food in the alimentary canal gut is called peristaltic movement. And release of bile to the gastrointestinal tract, which helps digestion. So digestion is carried out by the alimentary canal with the help of their liver, which releases bile, gallbladder, stool. Whenever there is we have milk, gallbladder release in GI tract to help digestion. So this digestion is a movement. Digestion is completed with the help of movement. Whenever there is movement in the GI tract, whether it is movement of food, whether it is movement of gallbladders, uh, like bile, juice, and any other solid or liquid form which is moving in the body, though digestion is completed with the help of movement. If this movement stops, we can't survive because no digestion will occur over here. You can't get energy from food. The body can't get energy from any source. Then ultimately which leads to death. So movement is very much important for a living organism. Next, when a body tissue is damaged or infected, certain white cells move from the bloodstream into the affected tissue to help clean up and repair the area. So there is a movement of white blood cells in the bloodstream. So bloodstream contains different types of blood, RBC, WBC, platelets, different food substance which we have eaten in the food blood form, hormones, many chemicals, our waste, excretory waste, all are present in the bloodstream. The bloodstream moves from one place to other in our whole body. So over here we are discussing movement. So whenever damage or infection is there in our body, the white blood cell moves one from one place to infected or damaged place to heal them, to repair them, to clean them, so that our body gets disinfectant, our body gets repaired. So WBCs are the soldiers of the body. Next example of movement is inside a cell. Various parts such as secretory vesicles moves from one position to another to carry out their functions. So at the cellular level, inside the cell, there is a movement. There are secretory vesicles like Golgi bodies, ribosomes, small micromolecules, organelles. There are vesicles which transport substances from one part of cell to other part of cell. There are enzymes. There are vesicles inside the cell which moves from one place to another place inside the cell. So these all are examples of movement. And with these movements, our body survives, our body works properly. Next is the growth. Growth is an increase in the body size that results from an increase in size of the existing cell and increase in the number of cells or both. So the growth is the increase in size, and increase in size occurs with the help of growth of cell. Cell size increases, and as well as their number also get increased. So growth In addition, a tissue sometimes increases in size if we earlier we were talking about cells in this number of cells, size of cells. If number of cell and size of cell increases, it's called growth. But if tissue number of cell or size of cell is increasing, that ultimately means tissue size is also increasing because tissue is made up of cells. In addition, a tissue sometimes increases in size because of some of the material between cells increases. Inside the cells which are forming tissue, if there is some deposition, increase, addition of material inside the cell, ultimately that tissue will grow in size. In growing bones, for example, mineral deposits accumulate between bone cells, causing the bone to grow in length and width. Whenever our height increases, we grow. Their growth is in our length of bones height, bones length, bone girth, bone width increases due to the accumulation of deposition of certain minerals inside the bone. So this is called growth of bone and overall growth of the body, growth of the organism. Growth is a characteristic feature of living organism, living human organism, not non-living organism, not dead organism. So that leads to reduction, or you can say um, stopping of growth. In dead organism, there is no growth at all. So growth is a characteristic feature of living things, living organism, living human organism. So next characteristic is reproduction. Reproduction refers either to the formation of new cells for tissue growth, repair, or replacement, or the production of new individuals. So two types of reproduction is there. One is reproduction of new individual, and also reproduction we can say if there is formation new tissue, new cells are produced, replacement of cells. These all are studied as reproduction. So reproduction is the formation of new cells for tissue growth, repair, replacement, or the production of new individuals. Over here, you can see examples are there. The formation of new cells occurs through cell division. So you may have studied cell division, division of cell. One cell grow, mature, and divide into two daughter cells. In that, two daughter cells again grow in size, mature, and re-divide in four new daughter cells. So this process of cell division going on. So cell division is for the two types, mitotic, meiotic cell division. So we will discuss it later in some other video. So here we are talking about reproduction. So reproduction means formation of new cells, tissue, replacement, repair, or production of new individuals. So these all occur through cell division. The production of new individual occurs through the fertilization of an ovum by a sperm cell to form a zygote, followed by repeated cell division and the differentiation of these cells. So here it is talking about fertilization, growth of new individual, growth of new organism via fusion of fertilization of two germ cells. First one is ovum, which comes from the female part, female organism. In the sperm cell, it comes from the male part, male organism. Both fertilize, both unite, both get united, fertilized to form a new cell, that is zygote. And the zygote, by further repeated cell division, division after division, division after division means there are repeated mitotic division, and after mitotic division there is differentiation of these cells. Differentiation means there are some specialization in some cell part of the cell, some part of the embryo, some part of the developing mass of cells. So these repeated division, cell division and differentiation form an embryo into a fully mature individual, baby, young one, fetus, we can say, from a single cell zygote. So this is also a definition of reproduction, example of reproduction from two haploid cells, that is germ cell, ovum and form, zygote is formed, zygote is diploid cell, and ovum and sperm are haploid cells which are produced by organism to different organisms of one kind, the same organism are fertilized, fused together and form a new cell, the zygote, and zygote by repeated cell division form a new individual. So this is also example of reproduction. So next is differentiation. Last one is the feature of living organism is the differentiation. Here, differentiation is the development of the cells from an unspecialized to a specialized state. Like in previous feature reproduction, we have discussed little bit about differentiation. So here I am going to discuss more about differentiation. So the differentiation is development of cell from an unspecialized, means there is no characteristic feature, there is no specialization in that particular cell. It is pure initial in the initial stage. It can form any kind of cell. It is unspecialized, not any specialized. There is no specialized. The cell is not for any specific specialized yet. So it is unspecialized cell like zygote, and zygote divide and redivide is formed unspecialized cell in the initial stage of development. Embryology, in which we study it all in embryology. Unspecialized to specialized state. So for example, specialized state we can say over here further. Such precursor cells which can divide and go rise to cells that undergo differentiation are known as stem cells. In our bone marrow, in the body, there are cells which are unspecialized. They have ability to form any kind of cell, any type of cell. They can form liver cell, they can form eye cell, they can form bone cell, they can form blood cells. There is no specialization. These cells are known as stem cells. And whenever they get specialized, they get specific function. They are no specialized cell. Like liver cell is specialized for the function of synthesis of bile. Red blood cells are specialized to carry out oxygen, carbohydrates. They are meant for transportation of gases, respiratory gases. Similarly, brain cells have got specialized for their ability to action potential, their ability to conduct information, transfer information. So unspecialized cells are known is, you can say, stem cells are. The unspecialized cell. When there is specialization, as I have told, particular function is performed by that particular cell, group of cells or tissue. So each type of cell in our body has specialized structure or function that differ from that of its precursor or ancestor cell. Ancestors, you can say initial form, the cell which is in unspecialized state. Whenever it is specialized, gets specialized, it performs some particular function. It has certain specialized structure. There is some specialization going on or specialization have occurred in that particular kind or type of cell. So its job is to perform that fixed function. For example, our eye cell, lens has particular function. So our lens cell can't function or can't produce white. Similarly, our liver cell is not able to see or visualize what we see or external world. Similarly, red blood cell is not able to synthesize their own, you can say, bile or enzyme. So next, for example, red blood cells and several types of white blood cells arise from same unspecialized precursor cell in the red bone marrow. Like I have told you, the blood cells have been synthesized in the red bone marrow. So they both, red blood cell and white blood cell, come from the precursor cells that are present in the red bone marrow. So red blood cell and white blood cell even both have different functions. They are blood cells, but they are specialized. White blood is specialized. White blood is differentiated for a particular job, that is protection of our body from any invader to the body, any germs, any pathogen which arises from external world inside the cell, inside the body. So it perform functions of soldiers, just like our real world soldiers, which who are present at our country's border side, or even our soldiers which are present roaming in our whole country in the search of any thief, any terrorist, any foreign human, any illegal person. Same function is performed by white blood cells. Similarly, red blood cells have specific function as I have told. They perform the functions of transportation of respiratory gases. So specialized cells, these are the specialized cells, and both RBCs and WBCs have been formed from, arise from, manufactured from, synthesized, you can say, arise from unspecialized precursor cells, or you can say stem cells, the cells which are present in the red bone marrow. Although differentiation, also through differentiation, a single fertilized human egg or ovum develops into an embryo. Human egg, female lays ovum, female produce ovum, which is called human egg. This, after differentiation, form embryo and then into a fetus, an infant, a child, and finally an adult. So fetus, infant, child, adult, these are stages of human organism as per their time of development and the age of development, age of development. So these are all carried out through differentiation. So I hope you have got understood all the six processes which occur in the body. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Please like this video, share to your friends who are in need of this kind of video. Please subscribe my channel for this kind of informative videos. Thank you. Thanks a lot.